Good evening, faithful. I'd like to welcome you to the spooky Niner Faithful Radio Weekend Review and Bengals Preview. Stick around for after the intro. As soon as I can find it. Welcome back, everybody. And welcome, TJ, to the spooky Niner Faithful and Review. I don't know why I have a Australian or whatever accent going on with this.
I know, right?
We figured I would do this. It's almost Halloween. We got to keep this a little cool. So what's up? How's it going, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. You know how it is. I'm actually excited. I almost forgot I was a season ticket holder. I was like, oh yeah, wait, I get to go to the game on Sunday.
Exactly. It's been a minute since we've had a home game, man. 3 weeks.
Yeah. It was Sunday night, which, intro threw me off, bro. I couldn't even lie. Yeah, that intro totally threw me off, bro. It's been a long week.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Brian Cope is in the house. How you doing, brother?
What's up, BC?
Still laughing. Then we also got John LaJoy.
What's up, John?
Brian is
recently
still
added me on Facebook. Appreciate that, bro.
Who, John?
Yeah. Recently just added me on Facebook.
Make sure to follow back and go to his YouTube channel. He's also a content creator in the Washington area. Yep. So.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what are you drinking?
Yeah. So let's get cracking. This is actually a little bomb little creation I recently just pretty much made up. It's a Shirley Temple.
Nice.
But I put my own little twist on it. I did just a normal can of Sprite, 1.5 ounces. The recipe called for 1 ounce. I did 1.5 ounces of Tito's just because I felt like I didn't want to do 2 ounces. I felt it was going to be too strong. 1 ounce kind of seemed too weak to me. So I did 1.5 ounces of grenadine. And then I always add, whenever I do grenadine and Marciano cherries, I always add the same amount of the grenadine I add of the cherry juice. Stirred it up a little bit, and my girl couldn't even tell that this was had vodka in it. It's pretty good.
David Big Niner in the house, so y'all know what we got to do.
Yep. I love it every time he comes in. So we also got
Andy. I did 1.5 ounces of the sticky icky.
The sticky icky. Damn, 1.5 ounces. Fuck.
As someone who doesn't smoke, I have no idea how much that is.
A shitload of bud, bro. That's pretty much
Mrs. BC. How's it going?
What me and my girl smoke in a week and a half.
Ooh, that's a lot of weed. Miss Teresa, glad you can join us as always. Thank you.
No, 2 weeks. Because we get what, a half? Yeah, because we get a half of each. So it'd be 1.5 times what me and my girl get every paycheck. So Tuesday when I get paid, or probably Wednesday night or Wednesday after work, I'll go to the club. I always get an ounce, which is I get 1/2 ounce of sativa, 1/2 ounce of indica. So and that would be an additional week of what we smoke. That's a shitload. That's a lot of bud.
All right, and for me, I am actually drinking because if you guys didn't know, today is National American Beer. So if you guys can get some American beer, get you some American beer. I got a can of Whoop Pass from here in Washington, the Bremerton area, right over the bridge. And obviously, I'm going to take this damn thing off. See if I can knock my headphones out.
Hey, that's a skill.
Say what?
I said that took some skill.
First time I did it, I just ripped
out your headphones.
Yep. Cheers, everybody. It's Friday night.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, faithful.
Indeed.
Also, me and the wifey, at probably as soon as we're done with the show and I post it, I might actually have to wait till we get back. We're going to something called Smokus Pocus. I guess it's like makes like weed disappear or whatever like that. I don't know. I didn't look too much in it on purpose because I didn't want to know what I was getting into when we get there. So I'm actually pretty super excited to get that going. So kicking off the week, I don't know what you plan to start with, Jason.
Well, let's start with this one. So I'm sure everybody here has seen the news about Brock Purdy. So
doubtful.
How? I'm sorry.
Officially, he is doubtful.
Yep.
Or sorry, questionable. Questionable.
Questionable. Yeah, of course, that's one above. So it looks like right now, more than likely, he will be okay come game time, depending. Because I think right now he's at the 4th level with 2 days to go before the game. Yeah, so he's got one more to go, and we're not going to practice or do any hitting or anything like that. So there's not going to be any sort of re-injury, I guess would be the way to say it. So more than likely, Brock is going to be good to go. Now, I've heard people debate back and forth on whether or not we should sit Brock, considering, obviously we've got the bye week coming up here. But here's my question. Are you going to be okay with San Francisco if he gets to start Sunday?
San Francisco. Yeah. I mean...
You just think of Greg Papa saying that, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think Greg Papa would be all over that. Greg Papa, man. I might have to message him on Twitter. Or I don't have him personally on Twitter, but so I'm gonna try my hardest to get if he indeed starts. I'm gonna try my hardest to get up. Maybe go talk to the security guards that stand in front of the elevators that lead you up to the press box or something and be like, hey, bro, can you pass this on to Tim or Greg? But anyway,
you know he's going to say it. He's got to if he goes like that.
He's going to. Like that's what Greg Papa does.
Bebop, how's it doing, brother?
Bebop, good to see you. Happy Friday, bro.
Cheers.
So, Sub Friday, SFRIDAY. But anyway, my girl gets a kick how, like, he always says, Ayuk is on fire, or CMC dynamite, or just my girl gets a kick that every player has their own little phrase he does and stuff like that. She gets or here comes Bosa, and so like she gets a kick out of all that. But I mean, we got to, like, if Brock can't play, then this is what we wanted. But to me, the way I look at it is
we
define
we.
Sorry, I shouldn't say we. This is what Kyle specifically wanted. I mean,
yep.
Coming into the offseason, we all assumed if Brock couldn't go, who would be making the start, and that would be Trey Lance. Essentially, for this start, if Brock can't go, to be Sam Darnold over Trey Lance. I told you my personal feelings that if Brock went, now I want to say this is a game, so this isn't for the season scenario. I think Sam Darnold could be fine. I think Kyle can put together an offensive, and be functional with Sam Darnold. I mean,
if nothing else, the long ball's back in play. Because Sam does have an arm.
Pretty deep. He throws a pretty deep ball. Well, I'm more worried about if Sam Darnold if Sam Darnold starts, you know that this is like CMC is literally not coming off the field the whole game.
I mean, he doesn't anyways, but now there's
You know this.
literally no chance.
Yeah, there's absolutely zero chance that if Brock Purdy's not out there on Sunday, that CMC, which obviously you and I on Tuesday were like paging Jordan Mason, paging TDP,
Paging
Sam area,
Ronnie Bell.
paging Ronnie Bell, which we know why Cal doesn't trust his hands.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm
I mean,
nervous about this one because I think what we've seen, and we didn't really see it too much with Brock, so we really didn't know that carries over from the Jimmy era, is this team is play with the lead, right? I think we can pretty much establish that this team is not built. Doesn't mean we can't for a single game. Yeah, I have full confidence that for a single game, we could put together a game-winning field goal drive, a game-winning touchdown drive, be for one game. But for sustaining winning, we have to play with the lead. And that's what is the last few weeks would have crept into our game as turnovers. Really, even in the Dallas game. Really in the Dallas game. Turnovers started to creep up into our game. And Cincinnati's good enough that they could beat us without turnovers. We start turning over the ball and giving them extra possessions. Honestly, Jason, I don't see us winning that ball game. If we start,
they do have a top tier offense. Well, we'll get into the stats. I was a little surprised because I haven't watched much of Cincinnati this year. I was going off of the perceived Bengals from the last few years and all that kind of stuff. I was kind of surprised at how bad this team is, especially when it comes to stats. They're where they sit inside of the the NFL and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I hate to say it, but I have no faith in Sam Darnold. I mean, we have 60 some odd games of tape to look at what Sam Darnold does. There's a reason why he ranks lower than some people who have played, don't even start. Of starters, he's a 32 worst. He's a 32nd worst. And then he's like 38th worst when it comes to turnover and all that kind of stuff. How's it going from Mr. Ryan from the No Border Sports, also a part of the 49ers content creator team that we have going here on YouTube. And it's not that I don't trust Kyle or the rest of the team. I legitimately just don't trust Sam Darnold. I'm sorry. We've seen it. I know everybody loves his arm strength and his what was it? What were we calling it during during training camp? Oh, his arm talent. I can go out there with a Nerf football, look like I've got arm talent. I mean, any of us can. But again, I don't see it. I just see us like you were talking about earlier with CMC. CMC is guaranteed to not come off the field at all. Not that he hardly ever comes.
He's going to be the whole offense. Sprinkle in a little bit of BA and George Kittle.
Yeah, if he gets the ball though. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we're both hitting one.
Yeah,
I was going with this one. I don't know, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I might take Jimmy on that. Yeah. Actually, I'll be honest. I would take Jimmy over Sam Darnold any day.
Both of them for one game. I think would be fine. I think for one game with the run game going well, with it's beautiful and Shanahan's elaborate.
David Corona.
What's up, David? How you doing, baby? And Shanahan with this, him being the master orchestra of this play is going to lead to this play, and Sam, you're going to hit this, and that's all fine and pretty, and he could probably make it like that for one game. But I have to see it. I have to see us be able to pivot off of CMC because we don't have Debo. And that's essentially been our offense majority of the year. CMC and Debo. Sprinkle a little bit of BA and George Kittle here and there.
Yeah.
So without the threat of BA, without the threat of Debo, teams they're going to sell their soul to stop CMC.
They already do.
They already do. And without the full complement of weapons, look, do I think Sam Darnold could go out and beat Cincinnati? Yes. With the perfect game plan, not turn the ball over, cause a few turnovers and everything like that. Now, are we going to play like that on Sunday? I mean, shit, we better. Because we come out looking flat and everything like this. This is no longer players. This is no longer, 2 road games in a row. This is starting to look like coaching. I'm starting to question leadership. I'm sorry, we were very confident after the Browns, or I shouldn't say we. I was very confident after the Browns game. Hey, we're not going to see that effort against Minnesota. Fred's going to hold church and everything like that. Well, you know what? You got your asses handed to you by Minnesota, at least defensively.
Yeah.
Which, if you've listened to the show long enough, I am a firm believer that Jimmy was concussed that fourth quarter in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to argue against that.
I don't
he
think
played like shit afterwards, which what Purdy did last week. Concussed.
That's exactly the point I'm going to. 1 for 6 with 2 picks after he took that hit.
Yeah.
We saw it, Jason. Brock was killing it. He was fine. Troy Aikman, I didn't listen to the game on ESPN, but everybody was saying Troy Aikman was talking about how Brock was killing it. And then from the second he took that hit, he was a different quarterback. How many days between the 4th and 5th?
Hold on. To go with that, I got something to pull up real quick. So I will pull up the NFL protocol.
Yes, ma'am. Laura Cat, thank you so much.
So here's what the NFL protocol goes right now.
Okay.
Right now Brock is at number 4, which you can't really go by days per se, because you could be stuck at number 3 or number 2 for days at a time. It all depends on how you're progressing in this. So right now Brock is at a number 4. So he has 2 days to make it down to number 5 to where he can actually start playing. So that's where we're sitting at right now. We're sitting at a 4.
And said the decision is going to be made tomorrow.
Yeah. So, unless some sort of a setback comes from today between, the next, 18-ish hours from when this decision is going to be made, he's going to be playing on Sunday. So this point is almost mute of us talking about Sam to an extent, depending on what's going on. How is it, Steve-O? Thank you for showing up, brother.
Yes. I was going to pull that up, but you were getting – I would be shocked because to me, at this point, I think he would have to regress. No?
Not even regress. He has to just stay the same as long as there's no
activities. Like your Pacific football activities, right? Which is obviously, no contact, no hitting, no nothing, which doesn't really matter in practice for a quarterback anyway. Nobody's hitting Brock anyway. So to me, I would be more concerned at this point if he doesn't start, not necessarily regression, but not improving. Because, so Monday you had symptoms, Monday night on the plane. You have symptoms, you come in Tuesday, you report the symptoms, you officially go into concussion protocol. So from Tuesday to now Friday, you've gone through essentially all but one of the steps in the NFL concussion protocol. That's boom, 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 boom. Essentially one a day. And now all this, I'm not going to call that regression, but that's why have you not gotten better? Why have you stopped improving and your symptoms have either stayed the same or gotten worse?
Okay. Now I'm just going to say, as someone who has had 7 concussions, and I have tons of experience with this shit, you can get progressively better to an extent where you're not having the headaches, or you're not having any of the blurry vision or anything like that. You feel like you're going better. You're doing better for a few days. But then you'll just hit, like right now. So say I've been at the point to where Brock has been, where he's on, the 4th step kind of a thing. And then for whatever reason, because the brain's a very finicky organ, just for some reason you get stuck at that number 4. You know what I mean? Like say they go out tomorrow, they do like some runs or anything like that, and there's still a little bit of the vision issues, or you can tell that he's just like, the eyes just quite don't focus, or he's having still like a headache. You can still have those lingering issues as you're getting better, So I'm not 100% going to say he's going to be perfect come Sunday or tomorrow where we can definitely say it, but we're definitely hoping for that. But it can, and again, like I said, I've had plenty of these, so I know how to do. I know how this shit goes. To where it's all of a sudden you're stuck on that one step where it just takes some people a couple of days longer to get over it.
I mean, that blows because, so as we go up further into the season, let me see. 49ers.
Randy, I'll just say this one on yours. They don't call them grades anymore, but if you've had concussions where you only felt them that day and then like the next day, most likely that was what's like I said, they've gone away from it now. But that's what's called a grade 1 concussion. Grade 2 usually lasts about a week or so, and then grade 3 concussions, which I've had 2 of, which pretty much all leave permanent brain damage. They can last up to your symptoms can last up to a month or something like that. Like why? One of my concussions came from an accident that I got into. Long story short, I was in a coma, and that with brain swelling and all that kind of shit. So I mean,
yeah, it's just no joke, bro.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, people think oh, it's just a concussion, it's just a headache. There's a whole lot more to it than just a headache, man. So yeah,
I mean,
all right, what you pulling up?
Okay, yeah. So because this has to be a must win because you got Cincy, bye week, Jacksonville, Tampa, and then we're going into what it looks like is going to be what I think ultimately is going to decide. I won't say the division, but where's this football team really at? Are we a legit number 1 seed contender? Because essentially we've got 3 games until we go into that Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks stretch. And I think those 3 games will do a big, huge.
Isn't the Ravens right after that too?
No, we go Baltimore. We go Arizona, then the Ravens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got Arizona, then the Ravens. But okay, fine. You even throw in that Raven, which that Raven game only feels big because it's so late in the season. It's the second to last.
Have you heard of the rumor on who the Ravens are trying to pick up?
Who?
Derrick Henry, the King. Him on that team, dude. That's scary.
Bro, that Ravens game has to be real nervous, bro. Like the Ravens have always played us tough.
But I also read an article about an hour ago where it was like the Niners could be interested in Derrick Henry too. Could you imagine that combo?
CMC and
Derrick Henry and CMC. Woo! Talk about power and lightning on thunder and lightning kind of a combo.
Honestly, I would just keep my shoulder pads in the locker if I was Jordan Mason and TDP at that point. I'm like, hey, look, y'all, I'm just gonna go chill at home. Like, ain't no point in me showing up. Like, I'm not gonna get on the field, guys.
Because CMC doesn't have like that. I'm a tough running back, and I'm just gonna put my. But he low key can run people over. He's got one of the best stiff arms in the league, and the best stiff arm in the league comes from Derrick Henry.
Let's be real. This is having so long under the Shanahan era.
Well played, sir.
Let's be what it is. We're the best. We're the most physical team in the league. Consistently, week in, week out. There's no questions about it. But that's the problem. You know what? Those hits tally up. So while I don't, truthfully, honestly, I don't think anything. When I say this, I think whatever happened to cause the in his shoulder, what happened on the day he heard it, the play he heard it, was just a straw that broke the camel's back. I think that issue showed up with Debo. Shit, it might have been last year when that issue showed up with Debo. Just because those hits matter. And it's not like it resets. I've talked to former NFL players, bro, that have said that they still didn't, there was times that they still didn't feel 100% right from shit that they got the year before.
Yeah.
I'm rolling into the next year. I felt this shit,
This shit lasts with you. This isn't like 1 week, like you were saying. This is, you don't
reset as soon as the season's over.
Well, not even that, man. Like you said, like you don't go home, you don't wake up the next morning and be like, oh, I feel so refreshed. I feel good. You wake up the next morning and be like, ow, ooh, ow. especially as we get older. Oh man, I guess stuff gets rough.
Oh yeah, I mean, you should. You know what it sounds like sometimes when me and my girl get up and like we'll stretch or whatever. It really sounds like somebody's taking that bubble wrap and just like with all the pops and cracks and all that you hear when me and my girl get up, like my knees, bro. Sometimes, like there's been one time my girl would be like, "Babe, what was that?" I was like, "That was my, my elbow, or that was my knee, or whatever."
Yeah.
She's been like, "Damn." I looked at her. You know what we did the other day? Actually, we looked at each other, and I looked at her, and I said, "You know what, babe? I'm sorry." And she goes, "What?" I said, "You're probably going to be with me the roughest parts of my life." Because I've always felt like for a long time, like I'm just going to be one of those old people that's all sore and has arthritis and everything, And I'm like you're going to have to deal with me being in a lot of pain probably and grumpy, and my arthritis is acting up and all that. Like you don't get the spry young 20-year-old that can do push-ups and, stayed rock hard for hours on end and all that shit. You get the old grumpy man that hurts.
Well, okay then. A little personal there. I think someone has had too much to drink, ladies and gentlemen.
But
all right.
Snap, crackle,
all right, so let's get into this other stuff.
Go ahead.
All right, so far this week, we only had the one transaction. We brought back Taylor Hawkins to the practice squad, and then we released Trey Norwood off the practice squad.
Love it.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm sure we'll get some more tomorrow, depending on who's going to be active and all that kind of stuff, because we moved back, what's his name, Sherman James and Conley. So more than likely, we're going to have to make a decision on who's going to actually be on the active roster come Sunday.
And also look for Brian Allen to be officially active from well, he's on the roster, but I would be looking for quarterback-ish, because I don't know the rules about this exact situation, so I'd be curious about this. But and you essentially allowing to carry a third quarterback and not have him count against your game day roster, we can no longer have Juice as our emergency quarterback on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's not acceptable.
We're going to need Juice to play, his position.
Yeah. So that's not having, if Juice has to line up in this game on Sunday, I mean, God forbid, but if he does, that's inexcusable. Like with this new rule. So I'll be looking out for some quarterback news. And if you don't see any, then that might be some solid news about Brock Purdy then.
Yeah. All right. So obviously this is going to be the preview for the Bengals versus the 49ers. The Bengals are 4-2 coming off their bye week, this is now the third week in a row we are taking on a team coming off their bye. That's some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, NFL. Go screw yourself with the scheduling that you got going on with this. I mean,
yeah.
Why the hell would you do that to any team in a row? That just automatically puts you behind the eight ball with getting prepared.
Especially with them both being road games. That's what gets me. Like the Cry Girls, it is what it is. That's a home game. I'll take that up. But then you have us go to Cleveland. They've been chilling in Cleveland the whole week. We go to Cleveland on a short week, or no, my bad, it wasn't a short week that week. Right. And then you have us go to Minnesota while they're chilling in Minnesota. We have to go to Minnesota on a longer week.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. And I think that was a factor in the first half. You can't tell me that they didn't come out like that on the first half.
Hey, you come out a little bit more fresh. There's a little bit more pep in your step when you got that. When you're coming off that bye week. All right. So far, this is what the injury list looks like. As far as we're going, we know Debo's out. Yeah. From what I've seen today, Trent was out doing some stuff, but not a whole lot with the team or anything like that. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey is going to play. Brock is going to be most likely game time, but at this rate, it does look like he is going to be playing. I expect Dre Greenlaw to play, and I also expect
he wasn't even,
Demetrius. I'm sorry.
He wasn't even listed by Kyle on the injury when he gave the final injury report on his presser. Yeah. He wasn't even listed. So
I think they're just listening because it's still week to week, because with the just probably resting everything with him with the quadricep and all that. So, or
didn't
hammy.
practice Wednesday. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, and then I also expect Demetrius Flanning and Foles to be ready to go come Sunday. I
Yeah.
don't see any reason why he wouldn't be playing. For them, their biggest issue is probably going to be with Orlando Brown. But from the looks of it, he's going to play. But we'll see how that goes for them. But
Yeah, I don't really see any big things. I mean, I know we'll get to this when we get to the spread. I'm actually curious. I haven't even saw what the spread is or anything. But this is definitely going to be good to see the type of show that comes game we get with essentially all but maybe only Debo. Debo's the only one that's possibly out. We could have every member of the team. Now, how much is Trent? Is Trent 100%? All those type of things. I'll have to wait till Jason gets back to ask him. I'm not versed enough on Cincy's D line to know whether or not they're going to pose a serious threat as far as rushing the passer is concerned. But I think that injury wise, we should be all right, especially if you tell me Trent plays, and I'll take a. Okay. Yeah, Jason will be back in a sec. His headphones just crapped out. Yeah, I don't see. This is a game I think that's more focused on us, because if you tell me Trent or Debo's the only one that's out, I'm sorry. I still, like, maybe I'm wrong in this and I'll be proven wrong about this over the course of this game, but I have way too high expectations of this football team to think that we shouldn't operate on a functionable level with only Debo missing. I understand not full capacity, but our team can't just fall apart without Debo. That's not good. That's not good for the future. That's not good for the present. That's going to be a serious issue. With Shannon said he's looking good, maybe back after the bye. Limit cakes all together. You have to go for 2 instead of kickoff spread to the 50 from your own goal line. I mean, we should have stayed in New Yorktown. See, David, but everybody says that, but we haven't won a game when we've been back when we stayed in Mo. Oh my God, he doesn't have to activate, but he can just be ready. See, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I see. There's absolutely zero excuse to not have a emergency quarterback. Yeah, we haven't won when we've came back from Youngstown or Virginia or whatever. So, what you sacrifice, what you get the Vikings win to lose to Cincinnati? I mean, okay, fine, NFC versus AFC opponent, but sorry, McAfee. I mean, or sack race. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we just lost Jason. He's gonna probably come back in a second. He's fixing things, maybe restarted his computer. I think with the Moody issues, yeah, just get first downs and don't like the XFL. I think that's how we fix the Jake Moody problems. Don't kick field goals and score touchdowns. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, I don't believe he's missed an extra point all season long. What did I do? Was that Jason that did that? I don't think I did that. I think that was Jason that did that. Brian Callahan. Lou Alamido. I don't know how to say that last name. Sign Jose Cortez. See, Brian, why you gotta play with my emotions like that, cuz? Why you gotta play with my emotions like that? Okay, we had Jason for a second. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
You're
don't know what the hell happened. I'm about to throw his headsets out. I really need some new ones, so I'm back to this crap. So, anyways, yeah, back to all this. So sorry I
yeah.
left
Go
you
ahead,
hanging
do
like
your
that,
thing,
brother.
bro.
Thank you. Cheers
Yeah,
for
no.
keeping it going.
Yee. So, coaching staff.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
It's really low now. Crap.
Is your battery dying? Check. Test. Mike.
Up there we are. All right. I gotta set these ones up on the fly.
Pacificist.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I got you.
All right. So their coaching staff, obviously led by Zach Taylor. He is 31 and 39 as the head coach. They had a couple years. They were like 4 and 12, kind of a thing. They have been to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. They were the AFC champions in 2022 when they lost in the Super Bowl, obviously. Offensive coordinator Brian Callahan and DC Lou Anarumo.
Yeah,
I have no
I
idea
didn't
if
know.
that's
Yeah, I didn't know how to say that name either.
yeah. So honestly, they have a pretty damn good coaching staff overall.
Who's the next man up if Moody gets hurt?
His name is
Trisha,
Brian
how's
Colton.
your leg? That's who our next man up is.
Well, if something happens mid-game, I would assume it would be Mitch Wisnowski.
Oh God!
But then who would be the placeholder?
Kyle, get out there! I don't know.
Honestly, it'd probably be Juice. I'd put money on Juice
No,
being the
that's
placeholder.
actually probably who it would be. I think actually that's happened before, and it was Juice.
I figured it would probably be Juice or Christian. There you go. Juice can kick. Why not? The man does everything else.
Plus, Juice hits like NFL record field goal.
A 70-yard field goal to win the game. All right.
Come out to be Super Bowl champion.
All right. So let me pull up my stuff for the next slide because I completely blew up my shit trying to fix that real quick. All right. Next on the list is obviously their offense. I mean, so as you can see, their offense right now, it's only averaging 16.7 points per game, and which is, I want to say, I think it was 29th in the league, and they're only averaging 256 yards per game. Joe Burrows has only thrown for 1,200 yards. He has 7 touchdowns compared to 4 picks. You got Joe Mixon, who has 366 yards, only 1 touchdown. Receivers, they've got Jamar Chase, who's only got 556. He's got 3 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd has 204 with 1 touchdown. T. Higgins has 149. I was kind of surprised he only has 149 yards and for 2 touchdowns.
That's not good. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like I thought when I was looking at this, like that's it for him. I really thought he had more. So I mean, when you think of it, you look at their offense, and you're like, man, all these weapons, and that's all they've got so far. I was kind of surprised with how low it was for them.
Well, also what I'm looking at with this is the chat's popping today. What worries me is that you look at that's a legit offense right there, right? Like that's a legit offense that we got on screen.
Yeah.
Need to be right or need to be on point for one game to affect us. You feel me? It doesn't matter if it's only this game, but they suck the rest of the capabilities of being a top tier offense for one single game. I don't care how they look the full season.
With how low their points are, they had 2 games against the Tennessee and Cleveland where they didn't score 3 points.
So I mean, and you know what also happens? Probably a lot of self-scouting during the bye week, right? Trying to fix on some shit, probably trying to emphasize some shit, you know, more emphasization of things you did well. So they're really dangerous because to me, if they're going to get it together, it's probably going to be quote unquote after the bye, right? When they would start to turn things around. And unfortunately, that just means it might happen against us.
Yeah. I mean, but you can say that for pretty much any team. Like,
Well,
when are you going to get your shit together? After the bye.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow right now, he leads the league with the amount of passes thrown behind the line of scrimmage. They throw you think we throw some screens? They throw a shit ton of screens to their guys. So
Well, good, because you know what, the tackling needs to improve. I'm pretty sure it's been an emphasis because coaches generally, if you're a good coordinator, position coach, head coach, whatever you emphasize in that week, perform well in. So honestly, after the last two games, it would be tackling. And if Cincy wants to throw screen and we can tackle, then they don't stand a chance.
That's the thing, though.
If you want to
sucking at tackling, though, we have.
Well, this is why. Congratulations, you just helped me pick my key number one of keys to victory on Sunday. Tackle the fucking football. Tackle the ball carrier.
Yeah, don't hit motherfuckers. Tackle.
Yes.
Did I not go off on that on Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm so glad you went off on that Tuesday because I rewatched the highlights and everything like that, and I completely agree with what you're saying. We weren't tackling with shit. You know what the problem was? We were trying to be bullies. We were trying to knock everybody out of the game. We were trying to knock mouthpieces off, knock helmets off, and everything like that, which looks really cool when you do it.
It's great for ESPN.
Yeah, but you know what? Probably not the greatest way to play fundamental football. There's a reason they teach you to rap. Like, man, probably Pee-wee practice, they scream rap and tackle,
Was it butt down, arms around, wrap and push through? I forget exactly how it went, but something along those lines.
Yeah, butt down, wrap around, drive legs.
Yep. But we don't do. I mean, it's the entire NFL like that anymore. Everybody's looking for everybody wants to be on the top 10 ESPN hits and all that kind of shit. I get it. But you need to actually tackle these people. Them big hits, they look nice and they're pretty, but damn it, I'd rather have someone who is unpretty and just tackles everybody.
You know what I think the problem is that, and like, I don't say this selfishly or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot of, because, players travel around so much and everything like that, there's a lot less investment in the team, and there's a lot more of the brand focus. You feel me?
I don't know. I understand.
So,
I think,
for example,
but the Niners seem to be a pretty good team where it's more team focused than on one single player.
And that's probably why. That's honestly probably why. Is when we're playing well. Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure we're acceptable to some hero ball. A little bit of doing too much. I don't know if you got to see or listen to Steve. I felt he took accountability for that blitz call to end the second half, but I felt like he addressed it. Be better, all the things that you expect him to say, and what you want your coach to say. But when asked a question about it, and he was only asked one, he was like, well, I've already moved on to next week. Well, we haven't. And, I know you say, hey, guys, and he said in the beginning of his press conference, hey, guys, I understand that you guys haven't seen me since, Sunday, but by the time I come to this podium, I'm already moved on to Cincinnati. Well, we're not. So you know what? We got a few questions, and you got to answer this. Unfortunately, Steve, they only roll you out on Thursday. So I understand by Thursday, you're definitely moved on to Cincinnati, but we got some questions for you. Because
before you go any further, TJ.
Yeah.
Anshel here with the Shaw Show. Thank you for showing up, brother. Hey, man, this is for your buddy that he will greet you now in Valhalla. He lost his dog. I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday. His dog Cyrus, I believe, was his name. So till he meets you in Valhalla, buddy.
Yeah. But so damn, that totally threw me off. But yeah, anyway, I don't believe that they're gonna make any type of change in season because who the fuck are you bringing in? Chris Kosaric isn't interested in being a DC because if he was a DC, he'd be our DC, right? I think we can,
He
all
might just
say
not
that.
want it. Not
He
everybody
doesn't.
wants to be
He's
front and center. He just wants to.
DC.
Somebody has to be that sergeant
I
who's behind the lines, looking, making sure everybody else looks good. Some people are perfect for that role.
He said, I prefer to coach men with their hand on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to coach the D line. So who are they going to bring in that's going to install a defense in season? Like, no, they're not going to get rid of Steve Wilkes. But do I think he's a downgrade from D'Amico Ryans? Of course. I didn't think we were going to get an upgrade or anybody at the same level of D'Amico Ryans.
I don't think he's
But
necessarily
is he a downgrade
but
from
his coaching style is different. And
bro?
we don't
Like,
have a team that is built for his coaching style. His coaching style, you work back to front. Our team is built front to back.
and
So
you
I
know,
think he's trying
also
to learn it.
what would he also Haberman and Middlecoff had brought this up is that D'Amico was on Robert Saleh's staff, probably both being linebackers and everything like that, and linebacker coaches probably saw football very similar, and also what was I never underestimated is that D'Amico knew the players, having coached the players and everything since a lot of them have been here. And number two, the most important relationship on a defense is what? The D coordinator to the middle linebacker, right?
Yeah.
Who was Fred's position coach his whole career? Up until he left. D'Amico. D'Amico was Fred's position coach from his rookie year until essentially he this is the first year that Fred Warner is either not directly personally coached by D'Amico Ryans or coached as far as star middle linebacker, captain of the quarterback of the defense and defensive coordinator. And so that type of relationship and that type of was probably unmatched, and it's kind of unfair, a little bit unfair to Steve Wilkes. Is all I want from Steve Wilkes is just don't be the weak link. We have superstars on defense. All you have to do, you don't have to be out here be defensive. You just gotta not fuck it up by calling an all-out blitz with 16 seconds left in the second half.
I don't even think that call was bad. I truly don't. I think the execution.
It was 15 yards before he was even touched, bro. Like that.
Yeah.
It was.
But again, and I think I've said this a few times on a few different shows, that had Ward just gone for the tackle, you're down to 7 seconds on the clock. They're 20 yards down the field. They don't get down the field. They get set to spike the ball. So, all right.
I believe the thing with last thing on the defense, I feel our just situational awareness, like you just mentioned, Ward knowing situation. D'Amico Ryan, I think our situational awareness definitely needs to be more on point this game.
Yeah, for sure. So these are the front guys, the top three guys. You can almost say the leaders. They got Daxton Hill backing up everybody at safety with 47 tackles. Trey Hendrickson's got 7 sacks. Dude is just a beast up front. Again, he's probably going to be lined over McKivitz a lot, trying to get, or actually, depending on if Trent starts, maybe over Jalen Moore. But he's going to go back and forth between two of them, look for the weak link, try to get there.
Pick his
This
matchup
one real quick. Bryant, by the way, everybody who's here right now, Bryant is going to be starting the 49ers Variety Show over on his channel, probably in about another 9-10 minutes or here or so. So if you're here with us till the end, make sure to jump over to his channel. I'm probably going to be jumping on with those guys for a little while. Not sure what TJ is going to be doing.
Yeah,
and then after his show tonight,
we got to end it at
David
7
McNiners.
today.
Yeah, you guys got your stuff. David
Yeah.
McNiner will be going on afterwards for the after party show, basically. So make sure to show them guys some love and jump over to their channel after we are done here. But yeah, so that's their defense, and then they got Logan Wilson, their middle linebacker. How often do you see a middle linebacker leading the team with 2 picks? But he also has like 45 tackles, I believe. So he's their version of our Fred. He is all over the field, making plays everywhere. Nothing from you on that one?
Yeah, nope. I was about to say, I was just telling everybody I have 0 on Cincinnati's defense and everything like that.
Giving
I
up
mean, is
21.2
Henderson
a
the type
game.
of, can Henderson wreck the game on Sunday?
He could. He is that type of player. He could definitely have a difference,
Then
make a difference in that.
this is where, if he wrecks the game plan and Cincinnati just gets enough opportunities, that like, hey, we got some players. We got Joe Burrow. We got Higgins. We got Boyd. We got, Chase. I think this can get rough.
All right. So here are your betting lines. The 49ers are favored by 5.5 points. The over-under is 45. TJ, what you got on that one?
I'll take the Niners. I'll get it. I'll take it. I'll take us getting a 6-point lead. I like that.
Okay. And then the over-under?
See, I wish I knew if Brock was playing.
Yeah.
Because if Brock doesn't play, I'm taking the under. If Brock plays, then I'll probably take the over. Prop bets, CMC touchdown. You're just take that every week until he doesn't score.
Exactly. Like, that's free money right there.
That's free money. BA, what is that? 75 receiving yards.
Yep.
I'll take that. I'll take BA with 75 yards. Bosa sack. I'm not taking that one.
Steve-O said the line went down 2 points.
Down
okay,
2 points.
When I checked this,
that's
got to
be
together.
Brock.
I think it was at like 4 o'clock. So I haven't checked.
So it's Niners 3.5
at home. So we're favored by half a point. That's an ugly one.
Ugh, that's not good. Niners I'm still taking I'm definitely taking the Niners like plus 3.5. Like if you're telling me that the Niners can cover 3.5 4-point victory, I'm taking the Niners. Browns, Burrow's 200 yards passing. Yeah, I take that. I take that. 200 is so little. That's so little, Jason. 200 in the whole game?
Yeah, I know. That's an easy one to take.
That's like, dude, like even like when it was like, could we be the best, pass defense in league history? We were giving up like, what was it, 232 or something like that? Like less than 200 yards? Fuck. It's a blowout.
Steve-O, if you know this, like I said, have they said why it went down? Is it because of Brock? I haven't seen anything
specifically because of Brock.
I did it like 3:30, 4 o'clock. So the last I saw was 5.5. So it'd be interesting to see why it went down 2 points.
Mixon touchdown. No, I don't know enough about him to touch that one. I don't want to touch that one. And Henderson sack. Yeah. Just because I would think Jalen Moore and yet again, is Trent playing? If Trent's playing, I wouldn't touch that one. But if it's Colt McKivitz and Jalen Moore, I would take 1 sack. That's all he's got to get is 1 sack.
Okay, so what Steve-O was saying is that it was 7.5 and then went down. Okay, I see what
it's
you're saying.
5 now.
I thought you meant down. It had dropped even farther down to 3.5. So okay.
Yeah, I still like the Niners to win by 6 points. 5 points. I mean, it'd be kind of tough to win by 5 points, but 6 points. Yeah, I'm still taking the Niners.
I'm actually taking the under on the 5.5.
Yeah.
You'll see with that. But I am taking the over on the 45 points. Honestly, I'm taking all the prop bets. I would take every single one of them.
Yeah, you're taking all the prop bets?
Yep.
All right.
I don't see why not.
The Henderson sack and the what was the other one? The Henderson sack and the BA over 75 yards, or the over under are the two ones I'm most questionable out. Any other one I'm comfortable in the ones I took, and the ones I didn't touch. I'm confident in both of those. The over under and what was the other one? I forget. But yeah, those are the only ones that I'm
My least confident
about.
one is the CMC 1 touchdown. Simply, it's got to end at some point. I can see everything else, but that streak has got to end at some point.
That's true. That's true. That is a good point. But still, Jason, what? $50, $10, $5? Like I bet right now like somebody bet me that CMC doesn't score $5, bro. I got $5 to bet on that shit.
Yeah, I would definitely take it. But like I said, that's just the least one I'm comfortable with. All right. So for those of you guys doing fantasy points, we got Brock. His usual. But Brock is usually about 13 to 16, 17. CMC, he's always going to get you 20 plus, at least for that. BA's at 14 and a half. That's usual for him. Kittle's at about 12. That's a little higher than what I have. I haven't won one of my my money leagues. Jennings is a little lower. I thought that he might be upwards of like 8 or 9 with his fantasy points, but being the number 2 right now. Burrow's at 18, basically 18 and a half. That's fine. Chase, he's up there. Mixon, I actually expected to be a little bit lower, going up against our some of the run defense, but lately we've been giving up a ton of yards rushing, so we'll see that. Let's see. Before we go any further, Steve O, a lot of 7+ spreads this week. Games suck. Yeah, it's mid-season. Teresa, thank you guys. Have a great week. See you Sundays. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Thank you for always showing up.
Thank you, Teresa. Of course, go Niners.
Aloha, what is up, my Uso? How's it doing, Sole? Thank you for showing up, Failua. All right. So, like I said, my money league, my big money league right now is sucking. I am 3-3. It's gonna be 3-4. I am terrible in it right now. And then, so here's my final score: 30-27. The Niners pulled it out, last second field goal. I'm thinking this is going to come down to the wire simply because we're going to be a little tired. These guys are going to be up, ready to go after their bye week. We're going to need that Jake Moody to prove his draft status and win us a game finally, because he definitely needs it with his confidence right now.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to think that Kyle going to him for that 55-yarder would give him some boost. I'm gonna go ahead and do the ad runs that are in the bathroom, and we got to get rocking and rolling. Bubby just messaged me.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. So everybody, make sure you help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. The link is going to be in the description of this video and podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. To see everywhere you can subscribe to Niner Faithful Radio, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Catch me doing pregame around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll do it. Jason will be live with halftime. Show starts at 2-minute warning. And Jamie will be going live with your postgame. Listen to it is the end of the show. Use the code. It's Beat the Bengals. Sorry, I didn't upload the one. Get your 20% off for the Faithful by the Faithful Apparel. Jason, I'll see you next Friday. You're not coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be on next Tuesday. I had to put the mask on to end the show simply because, hey, that's how I started the show. Yeah, because next Tuesday is my anniversary. My wife will kill me if I get on here. Thank you for everybody who showed up. We love you that you guys always show up for our shows on Tuesdays and the Friday shows. Again, with everybody, please jump over to Brian Culp's show. He should be starting any second now with him, and we'll be going for a few hours on his show before we jump over to David McNiner's channel. Anything else, DJ?
We'll see y'all next. We'll go ahead and see y'all Sunday. faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners. I'll catch you Tuesday, bro.
Bang, bang, Niner gang. Thank you, everybody, for showing up again. Spooky.